Hi guys, Dan here. I'm back with more Paint This Out Red content today. I have a hugely special looking level to present today, and only one level, because I suspect that it will take up probably more than my allotted amount of time that I normally have for these videos, which is about half an hour or so. It's a very special level that commemorates the 10th anniversary of the game's release on Steam. If you don't know, it's quite hidden nowadays because the Steam's release date officially says it's the 29th of July, I think, 2021. Which was the release of 1.0.0, the full release if you like, but it was in open beta from the day before that, starting on the 13th of October 2015. So as it happens, this video will probably go up a day or two late, but it's been 10 years since this game was released on Steam. I've not been playing this for 10 years, I have to say. I got it over a year later than it released, but on Steam anyway. I had to go through Greenlight, it's just about old enough for that. But this level is the collaborative effort over the past few months, I'm pretty sure, from some of the greatest esteemed map creators that the game has ever seen, I would dare say, and definitely people who I've played the maps of so many times on the channel. I originally didn't want to necessarily make a video that goes through this because I thought I would never be able to cover all the detail in a really reasonable amount of time, but I absolutely must give it a go because I really hugely encourage you. First of all, I want to grow the visibility of this level and encourage everyone watching this to go and try it out for themselves. But the second reason I wanted to make a video on it is that I discovered that upon loading the map that it is quite intensive, and it has, the maximum 255 enemies, and there's huge amounts of props, and a huge amount of work has been done to get this level at this scale to work in the game at all. And it took a considerable amount of time, to load on my machine, and console players who enjoy this game and my content maybe wouldn't be able to play it at all. So it doesn't always work saying go and play it yourself, so I thought I'd have a go at myself just to show you what's going on with it, perhaps because many other YouTubers might not have a go at it so much. I'm sure people like Darth Monkey might if he's still regularly doing videos, but in any case, I want to get into this level and have a look around. I'm not exactly sure what this is meant to create. It's meant to be a museum archive of the game and the community's I don't know what to call them, achievements maybe, big landmark things. It's called the Southeastern Virtual Archive, and there's probably so much detail, as I say, in this that I will miss quite a lot of it, but we've got to try our best and have a look at it as much as possible. You are here, you are not here. I'm also not playing at the graphics settings I normally play at, by the way, just a little bit lower so that the frame rate should be okay. Hopefully it's not unacceptably low, but it's a bit lower than usual, it's not ideal for that. We've got the Media Hall, the Quiz and Games, Scenarios Tribute, Workshop, Showcase, very excited for that. That will be, no doubt, covering some of the great and good levels, probably quite a few older levels as well that I haven't necessarily covered. Arena Mod Showcase, Cafeteria Beneath section. We need to have a look at absolutely everything we can. I'm also concerned about immediately starting a fight or anything like that, so I'll be extra mindful of these sorts of signs. Today that says employees only, I shouldn't go back here either. There's a great poster, I'm sure Hollowed Commander made it, or someone with the same ideas and same intent, which says, let's paint the town red for another 10 years. Absolutely, fantastic stuff. Maybe they'll even get us a new Sega game by then. If you're not aware, the company that makes this game is working on, I think, 2 new titles at the moment. It's a little bit hard to say exactly how far along those are. We have very little information. This is a super cool statue. I mean, I'm probably going to say a lot of words like cool, but let's try and use some better vocab today. It's fascinating. It's grandeur. I'm on the spot now, but it's got the SEG logo, which is really nice. It's got the blocky biker bar machete, which we see quite a few. We don't see too many props that are quite this sort of cardboard cutout shape, as you know. That's really accurate as well, actually. It's got the small nick at the top as well. If I go into that much detail, I'm going to take ages. Nice katana as well. We'll go to Beneath first. I have very quickly loaded up this level and gone to Beneath just to check out whether I could run it or whether it was going to work at all on video, but it seems to be fine, so I've seen a little bit of this. The people who've created this level, I should say, who are credited in the Steam Workshop anyway, there may be more people involved beyond this in a smaller capacity. We've got Hollowed Commander, Stuck Up, Nistov, Superplayer, Kershaw, Chillshark, Tero AG, and PDG, also known as Proper Diamond Geezer, but he's sometimes PDG_Geezer. So he's the Geezer in this, I suppose. We've got the Rotunda Portal. Well, this is also a phenomenal recreation, pretty much, I would imagine, as good as you can get in a level this big, of the Spire and Beneath with Primitives, which is brilliant. We've got only UHDF embarkation uniform and organic matter are allowed to go down the elevator, which is pretty excellent. We've got more maps, actually. Does it say where we are now? Beneath, grey, you are here in blue. I guess that is blue, it's just so red that I can't really tell. But there are these brilliant audio guides. It's like a proper museum. It's just got a lot more enemies and stuff. I guess we can kill everything as well, but I want to take in the information, so. We've also got this lovely audio guide down here that I believe is voiced by PDG.
Welcome to the Beneath Showcase.
You might be able to hear it. hopefully.
You're standing in a workshop-made replica of the start of the caves.
Yes.
The first area you encounter enemies.
I'll move around a bit during this.
The elevator from the facility. Remnants of UHTF operations lay around, and some foreign workers corrupted and transformed into zombies wander and look for prey. Take some time to explore the exhibit, read the warning signs, and above all, enjoy.
And there is a lot more of this narration as far as I can tell. There's a button before most of these, but because it will take me a long time to convey all of that on video, I may skip a few of them. I did listen to some of this one. It covers all of the different shard laws one by one, and you can actually go and fight all of these as well. I've tried, but I won't bother with weapons for the moment. I've got my nice biker bar with palm gloves. Listen to this one. I'll turn it up a little bit. If I turn it up too high, the music will deafen me a little bit. And having this much higher doesn't make much improvement, so it's not ideal, but I certainly want to listen to it as much as possible. Fantastic, easy to use, I love it. I guess it is pretty easy. Hello, zombie. What is interesting about the level editor is I think that whilst it's a little bit limited, it also has issues with crashing, but it is apparently fairly easy to use. I was able to make some kind of approximate room set and map that's terrible, which you can go and check out on my profile if you want. Actually, don't do that, that's stupid. Go and check this level out, but I was able to get a tiny grip on it within half an hour, so that's not too bad. But I'm very bad at making content for this game. I worry that whatever I do will just play badly, so I don't really bother. But it's not really a good enough excuse nowadays. I haven't got that much time for it, but here we go. The facility, built 600 meters under sea level. UHTF facility is taken using shards of the fallen gods to create super soldiers humans with supernatural abilities in order to destroy the elder gods and save humanity. We've got lots of the computing equipment and everything. This is such a wonderful location. It's also got the brilliant Caves OST in the background, or possibly the facility OST. It's one of them anyway. This might be the facility because it's not getting more intense as it goes on. But the Beneath OST is amazingly good from Jeff Van Dyke. I always turn it off actually during my speedruns because I've heard it a lot of times and I feel like it's quiet enough anyway and too intense where I'm just getting annoyed with the game. Oh dear. Not giving me the RNG I need or something, but you know, it should be fine. We've also got Crystal Cavern's explanation. If you've seen my videos, you probably know about this. You also get a shortcut explanation. So there's a lot of you could actually learn quite a bit about the game from this. We still can't place the proper swords in the editor, can we? No. Shard. It's alright, not the end of the world. Ruins is the third level of Beneath, the last level of Default Run, the home of the first Elder God, the Necromancer. It is a forgotten dungeon filled with brick corridors, gladiatorial arenas, you can't really see around them, large chambers and magical barriers that force a player to defeat multiple enemies in order to progress. Once a player reaches the ruins 8 times, a shortcut will be created near the elevator. And I have to say as well, there's probably so much content in this video, I don't know if I'll make cuts or if I'll just leave it as a super long uncut segment. There's more information, there's enough stuff strewn around the place. I'll breeze past a little bit of this. There's a cannon full of harpoons, okay. It's one of the things you get in the construct is a cannon that can kill the katana boss, if you're not aware as well. And you get little bits and pieces from all the scenarios like this. And tables stacked on top of each other. Disco. Actually, I don't know if you do get this, but you get some weird disco malfunctioning stuff. Can we get on top of this? Just barely. Okay, not too bad. And we also have Fire and Blood, the terrifying, deeply red region. Well, why don't we hear this audio, shall we?
Fire and Blood is the sixth and final
Just because we want to hear Stuck Up as well as PDG.
source of the spiral. The area is a vast hellscape, which rests on a sea of blood lava. Blood rains from the bright red sky, and what is left of the land is littered with remnants of a battlefield. Fire and Blood is ruled by the end, the final Elder God.
Absolutely.
Well done to you if you have defeated this final boss.
If I go through this, I wonder if anything happens. We'll try it. And then you get back to the fountain. Very nice. Good system. I enjoy that very much. We've also got here a couple of different passes that you can get to the area. You also get the title screen music in the main lobby, which is fitting, I suppose. Scenarios, Workshop, Arena, Beneath, Speedrun. I'm excited to see that. Haven't seen it at all yet. Hollow Commander did ask me a question on Discord recently, though, which might have something to do with that. But I don't know. We've got Editor Pass, Developer Pass. All very important things. Developer Pass. We've got the deep thing. So Workshopping. This will probably be a stack section. I probably won't be able to appreciate all the detail in here, but I'm going to give it my best shot anyway. Let's have a look here. Welcome to the workshop. Launched in 2017, very end of January. I thought it was 2016, but there we go. The workshop was a major milestone in early access development that directly allowed players to contribute to the game. It has remained a successful tool over the years for showcasing talent, and here you will see just a tiny sample of that creativity that it has to offer. Feel free to take as much time as you need, absorbing every detail of the prefabs and level samples. I'll give it my best shot. It's a holy biker. Could it be the Church of Eternic has come back? So all the maps that never made it to the workshop, and there are probably many because, as I said, corruption of the file that you're working on is actually fairly common in this. I often recommend to other people making backups. Of course, I don't do it myself. I've never truly experienced that pain, which is very sad. We've got William the Dragon. My name is William the Dragon. This is unethical. I'm not a showcase. Get me out of here. He's labelled as Business Dragon. In Hollow is my stop smoking coach. He's a funny, dapper lizard wearing a suit. What a silly guy. He's also got a bunch of cigarettes. That's nice for him. We've also got the Skelly Gang from the Through the Pearly Gates by Bob Rowe and the Callroom Chaos by Vip King. Oh, Vip King, of course. Both these people are very like long-standing mappers. I don't think they talk very much anymore or involved necessarily, particularly Bob Rowe and Vip, but they have made some levels a really long time ago. Go and check them out. Obviously, there's some founding levels. It's a little kitty cat. It looks a little bit like me, I wonder. These cats were found in several lost map files and have been recovered and put up for display. Well, that's wonderful. It's all sorts of great cats. This one's got a dapper-looking coat or hair or something on it. Very cool. Love these. It's a very fun little prefab. Wait a minute. If these are a reference to something else, the other ones I'm maybe missing it, but the red and blue one looks kind of like it could be me. I don't know. Don't want to presume though. There's a little cat in a basket as well. That's fun. The Dark Maze is the Eternic map. Yeah, I do know about this one actually. This is like a little bit of my own knowledge there we'll get here. Eternic describes this map as the greatest level of all time. It's a metaphor for game development. It's deep, trust me, it's amazing. And this is actually, I presume this is actually a map of what the environment is like. I assume you start in this room and go up here. I remember playing this and trying to finish it, and I think I got to about here and then couldn't work out where to go. Or maybe I went up to the left and then got against a wall and thought, what? How? What? But obviously, you can't see anything. The light level is extremely low. It's meant to be a bit of a test. It's also a colour test level he uploaded, I believe. Brilliant levels. Go and check them out. These medical and adrenaline stations were taken from the abandoned headquarters of the PTTR network, located in a former missile silo near the southeast city. There was a sort of a secondary community Discord server, I believe, that no longer exists, but it was like sort of merged with the current network, which is the big one with thousands of members, I suppose. And maybe other ones as well. And this is I did notice this at the corner of my eye, but this is a legendarily cool-looking prefab. Titanic Demon Skull, the largest item brought back from hell thus far. Despite its obvious size and implied stature, the ancient bone bears wounds identical to those caused by firearms and excessive blunt force trauma. I suppose it's a little bit rocky. It does look phenomenal though, and the scaffolding to hold it up is a really nice detail. That's really fantastic. If this appears in the level, I don't know if I've actually played it, but I might have done. It's possible. The nose bridge is also well done. That's a quite nice detail. That's amazing. Obviously made out of rocks. Half-Life 2 props, that's fantastic. I mean, I've seen a lot of these in levels before. The barrel particularly you see everywhere, I feel like. The Forest God, get out of the forest. What is this from? I've never seen this one. It's made out of weapons. It might be a slightly older prefab if it's made entirely out of weapons. And not because those are necessarily old, but because a lot of things like the Dragon's Reach level had lootable weapons, making up a lot of nice, detailed other areas otherwise. The Construct Cube, I guess this is like an imitation one. But it looks fantastic. Very nice. What have we got here? Can't tamper with the exhibits. This tank I've seen in a couple of places before, I think. M1A2 Abrams. That's an Abrams, is it? Okay. I didn't recognise it for that. Actually, but that's not really a bad thing. It does look kind of like it. It's got the flattened design. The sloping at the front, it looks about right. Anyway, Super Player for a July the 4th prefab showcase has not seen combat in a level yet. Has it not? I swear I've seen similar stuff to this. Maybe, particularly the munitions on the back feel really familiar. Oh well, maybe I haven't seen it before. It's given the museum as a display piece. Do not climb. Oh, I've already broken that rule. Sorry, mate. Not gone well. What is this? Sorry, I didn't even see this. Giant stone foot. Oh, it does look like a foot. It's got the toes up here and everything. First appeared in Hollow's Jared Vogel Foundation Part 3. I don't think I've got to Part 3 yet. Oh no. Expedition gear. It's all very cool. I like the skulls. These are really wonderful. I have to say, I think a lot of these things are actually super impressive in isolation. If you had them in an editor, sorry, in a proper level, you might just breeze past them a bit. Got some amazing pixel art of Chill Shark's avatar. Captured hoarding chairs in the saloon after a spree doing so in the Biker Bar Disco and Pirate Cove. Is all of these a separate prop? I mean, help. We need him to... Chill Shark was here. He still is here. And we also got Nistov's avatar, roughly. An otherworldly being from another world, hiding in human form for years. Rumour has it this guy bought a missile silo. So the PTTR network has had it beside the quarters there. He's destroyed the other server, maybe. Some sources also refer to him as Albanian. Cheeky Fortress, I think, is the older name of this creator, as I've probably credited in some of my older Community Maps videos, so there we have it. We've also got a little room through here. I don't think I've actually been to see this side yet. Spamton, and a loot crate! Oh my gosh. A Kobe loot crate business has failed. Nobody will buy them and he's now fallen into debt. I don't know if Kobe's returned properly yet, or if he hasn't. Kobe has made some amazing levels as well. But I think may have given his Steam account away at some point, I'm not exactly sure. Not sure how that was. Probably perfectly legitimate enough, but I don't know exactly. I won't comment too much on it. We've got a Darth Vader looking type here, but it probably isn't. The spooky lads. Hollow made a few spooky models that send shivers down your spine. I do like these as well. I don't know exactly what it is about some of these, but these are... I don't know, the detail that they have is remarkable, and the commitment to this. I don't know how difficult it is to align shapes like this to work on the faces, but it seems like it's really tedious, based on some other levels I see where it's not done quite as neatly. We've also got this phenomenal GLaDOS. I think this is made by Adventure Gamer or Teiro AG in a video which I watched, and was super impressed by it because I didn't think... Before you're part of this community, you kind of just play the front page stuff, typically, and if that isn't levels that are really amazing, if that isn't the levels that people have spent, you know, tens of hours on, potentially, then you don't see this kind of stuff so much. But it's a great model of the genetic lifeform and disk operating system Caroline GLaDOS. Was created entirely out of props and weapons over the course of 5 hours, a time-lapse of which can be found on YouTube. Yeah, that's the video I've initially seen it in. To Teiro's dismay, primitives were added to the game a month later, which would have significantly sped up the creation process. Oh man. That's before primitives? Okay, well, that's amazing. We've also got lovely letter prefabs, or sorry, I guess these are prefabs, before text propping, which is an interesting one. Which these look pretty good as well, I have to say. I like the blocky font. Before the text props are added in the second half of 2021, the only way to have text inside the levels was to painstakingly arrange props. The alphabetical prefab made by VipKing helped many map makers during the earlier years of the workshop create text of different sizes while keeping their sanity in the process. I can't actually read things out with proper pacing or proper syntax. What am I doing? I think that's probably most of the things in this area, though. We better move on. Got one more poster over here. Oh, this is just the map. Okay, so let's move back. Can we go through the door? We can indeed. I think you can probably do that with the other one as well, but you're down an elevator at that point. Got media, scenarios, arena, cafeteria, gift shop next. It's fantastic. Right, quizzes and games. Oh, so there's a few things in here which show you about level mechanics, I think, just based on Superplayer's trailer for it. Harry's Hoops Hurler. Basketball in this game is really tough. It has got lots of little plushy or Fumo type things of Katana Boss and Blackbeard. That's wonderful. If I chuck these, I worry that's going to hit him. I can... Oh no, he's going to attack me for that, isn't he? Luckily it's only him, though. Excuse me, sir. I need to just... I'm sorry. I'm going to hit him inevitably with the basketball, and I want to have a little go. Even though, ultimately, I think the only way I can do this is if I bounce it off the ceiling into the hoop. Or if I dunk it. Dunking it is extremely easy. You just have to press G to drop the item, and then it goes full through the hoop when you're lined up properly. So we can do a dunk, no problem. Basketball into the hoop by itself is a lot harder. One more go. Not even close. Okay, final try. No. Okay, it's fine. I'm sure you can have a better go at that if you play the level. It's TV time. These posters are amazing. The marathon in particular, I'm not sure exactly which props you would need for that, but it's really well done. Paint the town green. Famous April Fool's update from a couple of years ago, I think. Certainly not last year. I think climbing challenge as well, which exploits the mechanic of throwing sharp weapons. Welcome to weapon climbing. Here you can test your mettle on scaling surfaces. Throw the spears into the wall to make platforms, or use the axe to jump your way to the top. And an award awaits you at the top. So we've got a bunch of spears and an axe as well. We'll give the axe a go first, why not? But you can jam it into the wall with F and then jump onto the handle. But it is quite tough to do it with objects that spin. The spear flies straight immediately, so it's probably a lot easier. The axe did quite well, actually. Well done. You are truly a cliff champion. Take this flaming spear for your efforts. Thank you so much. There's one beneath as well, but we could try and do this one. You could try and do this one with one spear. No, because you're pointing too downwards, so we would need to adjust our camera like that, and then I don't think it would even work anyway. I said it was harder to do with axes. I suppose it's actually easier to do with things like the machete. Let's make a proper staircase then, shall we? We'll do that. Okay, so I've made the spears in such a way that I should be able to climb them, hopefully. That one is actually in the mainframe wall instead of the climbing wall. But I don't think it should matter too much. We've got to complete the parkour itself now, which I was about to say shouldn't be too hard, but I just failed an easy jump, so probably not. Crowd jumping makes it a little bit easier to get yourself onto them, I think, without testing it properly, but there we go. And we've finished the lovely wall. I guess we could put that on in the main wall if we wanted. Nicely accomplished. You really are a war wizard. Have this magic staff for your troubles. I will take this with me. It would be wonderful. And of course, you could use the axe for that, and it'd be much easier, as I've discovered now. Thinking it was way harder. But I think the easiest weapons to use it are like knives or machetes, because they just stick it, yeah, pretty much straight away. Maybe the axe is similar to those. I'm not sure. We do have a quiz room back here to look at. We've also got Barry's bottle blaster, which is a you shoot the jars, I assume, so you can knock all of them over. Which is a great idea for a game. Should we knock out the... this is normally you want to go for these ones, right? Or does that not work? Wow, that's incredibly stable. That's not the strat. We'll go for this one. And now this one. Well, that's a shame. We can use the pool ball. I mean, the pool ball to get this one, hopefully. Oh no. Okay, there we go. I think we got it fairly well. It's not too bad. We've also got more sort of Fubo Plus type things, Pop Plus type things. I don't know what they exactly are meant to reference, if they're just a fun, cute little character. Which is the bosses from the game. Sorry, mate. That was a good game. I apologise for killing you guys. It's a bit like Despicable Me, except actual murder happening, as it seems. I'll drop this here for just a second so I can have a look around. Don't fall through the floor, please. That looks a bit precarious. Can I leave it on a sofa instead? Bit better. Guys having fun in the corner? Fantastic. Let's have a look up here and see what it is. It's a little quiz area. I'm not sure what we'll do. You started up and then there's a text prompt, obviously. When did Paint the Town Red fully release? This is going to like ruin me because I'm not going to know the answer to any of this. I do know this one is the middle one, which is fantastic. So we get correct health, basketballs, all sorts of things. Fantastic. We can have more tries of the basketball hoop. We've also got the spear gun, which I guess I can use to kill everyone at the end, perhaps. Shall we do that? That would be the greatest testament, I think, to what this game is all about. We'll drop this here. Be my nice collection of prizes for doing things. I've got another question. In Beneath, where do you fight the aberration? Good question. I believe it's islands. Should I get these wrong on purpose for fun? These sound effects are great, by the way. Also, this may have prefabs made by other people, other than the level authors themselves, as I've said. But it seems like they have anniversary sound effects, ambience, music. I'm just reading off the list now. More sounds, Beneath voices, and texture pack sort of collab stuff, which should be all basically all of what you can see here, virtually speaking. Certainly the character textures and the music will be, and the sound effects for that matter. And there may be prefabs from other people as well, though I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't credit them, I don't think. But there's voice acting, which is fantastic. We've already seen quite a bit of that. There may be more later on. Who's the coolest boss? Biker boss or Xana boss? And there's a bit of a community debate that rages from time to time. Once I've made an animation that I haven't uploaded. Like, not an animation, I just keyframed some images on top of the Tintin final sword fight scene. To be honest, The Secret of the Unicorn film. I've got to say Katana boss for the health. Which is the right answer. I imagine that whichever one of those you press it says correct and then that boss drops, which is... If that's true, then that's amazing. And he's alive as well! Don't attack me, I voted for you! Damn it, man. He's like this snail that's going to come and kill me. At the end of the universe, he'll still be trying to kill me. And he cannot die. Oh, hang it all. We'll just kill him then. Go on, Katana boss. I mean, the nerve, frankly. Anyway, in Arena Challenge 5, what wave does the Deceiver and the Boxer appear in? Oh no. It's not this first one, it's not the second one, they're not options, I'm just trying to think what's in them. The first wave, you have 2 scenario bosses. The second one, you have... I think it's the third one or the fourth one, but I can't remember which. I'm going to say third. I think it's it's got to be the fourth, right? Surely? I don't know. I have to look it up now. It's really weird that I can't remember that. I haven't rerun it for quite some time. It's like slightly foggy in my memory. How many machetes are in the Biker Bar scenario? Well, there are 3 in total, which is a bit surprising to some people, I guess. Biker Bar has one. Biker Boss, sorry, has one. There's one in the ceiling, and there's one on the top of the moose's head. But most people would only ever find one of them, I guess. If you get a machete as well. Those are some good questions. I can't believe I didn't get the arena one. What is wrong with me? Hopeless, absolutely hopeless. And I think that's all of them. We've not got all of them correct, so we don't get any special prize, if there is such a thing. But you can find out what happens if you get that one right. I would suggest that it's probably wave 4. This seems to be this area mostly taken care of. Let's have a look. So we've done beneath, workshop, quizzes and games. We've also got media. Let's have a look at media. I wonder what this means. So it's like this is the conference center where the developer is supposedly answering questions, perhaps.
Fake man. This man is not real.
Oh no.
In
Would take us in. Sorry, excuse me.
level of the meat, whatever. Men are not fake. They are not. They are real men, and this man is fake.
This is a great idea. You can
cannot
step
give
up and ask a
something that
question
does
as
not
well.
exist, a new weapon.
This would be Shaxi or Shax, Eternic and Jeff Van Dyke. Those are the 3 people who made the game in any capacity. Eternic has made virtually, as far as I understand, all the programming. Material Shane is the artist man. Texturing, Jeff Van Dyke is the composer they hired for the original soundtrack, which is a crack team, sure to succeed. They also did a Q&A quite some time ago now, a few years ago I think, where they answered a number of questions. I think that must be where that sound recording is from, presumably, where people are asking about VR. Maybe that was a stream where he did VR though, meta, not fake. These are some common questions, of course. Actual fan, how old are you? Which is an interesting one. Should we ask a question?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that recommendation. That was a really good one.
I suggest that you up the price to 10 billion units of gold of the game. I also suggest you add planks of wood that can catch fire and set people on fire. I have many suggestions, but they're not necessary. It's all right. The game's pretty good as is. Now people are staring at me as if I've done something horribly wrong. Innovation, creativity, pool cues. It's pretty solid. This logo is also nice, the way it spins around. And it's an obvious thing to say, but it actually gets the compass pointing in the correct... Not the compass pointing in the correct way in terms of north. It gets it pointing southeast, as it is, but it's got the solid part on the bottom, which is great. It's small things, right? Can we go upstage? Are we going to get attacked by people? Oh no, we can look at some fun people. Penguin Z. These are some famous people who've played the game and some fun quotes from them. This isn't how I ordered my steak. I ordered medium, slapped across the face. You fucking like that? Oh, and I chopped off his head with my steak. That's pretty impressive. I don't know, I can't do impression people. I just fucking killed a man with my steak. What the fuck did they put on my plate? A brick? I don't know. I didn't know he played this game. That's pretty cool. That's the real life. To punch a guy so hard, not only does his face come off, but parts of it stay locked in the air and then they fall. I have definitely watched Jacksepticeye play this game a couple of times. It's probably what got me into the game, really. But really, the first time I have ever played the game... I don't know if these are actual quotes from them, but this sounds like something he probably said. There are definitely people who played the game that got me into it initially, a long time ago. One of them was probably Parker Games, who now goes by Crafty on YouTube. He also has a Parker Games channel, but he uploaded a video about the game. It was really cool to me. And, it looked like the next step in gaming. And my computer could barely run it at the time, so that was a shame. But now it can, it's fine. The first thing that comes to mind about PTTR is that I really used to enjoy playing on the sandbox mode with the allies on, and sometimes I get lucky and get massive guy, just like in the jail level, on my side, and he'd just mow everyone down. It was very chaotic and a ton of fun. This is Titan Unlimited. Do they ask people, of course, in this occasionally? They just keep running around and they're mad and they don't give a shit what I'm up to, man. That's off my bubble. That's my bubble. Back off. These people. Mr. Beast couldn't afford the game, so that's my suggestion of 10 billion units of gold coming in. All we wanted to do is play basketball in the shower. From Paranoid Melon. Is this another user? I'm not actually sure who that is. That's weird. Why don't I know? Security. Can I go up here? I guess not. This might be a bad idea. I guess I can't go onto this stage. We can go up to the technical crew area, perhaps, if that's what this is. Oh my gosh, what's going on? No way! Eternit cloned himself to bring more weapons to the forum. Well, he definitely didn't claim himself to work on PTTR 3 faster. Well, no, certainly not. These guys are just props, I guess, but this sort of seg employee, it seems to be based on his lapel pin, is not having a fun time. A few more server areas, record stuff. I mean, I'm amazed it doesn't go over the prop limit, to be honest, so far, and I've not even seen all of it yet. There are more quotes on the other side too, that's fantastic. Got a few more questions. What's your next scenario going to be? I really hope my grandson will have a chance to play it. It is a bit weird. The constant when's the next scenario coming out questions are a bit bizarre. I think it's one of the most confusing aspects of the game. In terms of like community requests. We have 12,000 community levels to play. Well, not 12,000, but So many that they are incomparable, really. That's what the tools are for, I suppose. It's been nice knowing you guys. I'm taking this pimp staff into this man and I'm going to carve my way out. Whether that means I'm going through the long way or not, I don't know, but let's go now. He's got very similar commentary to me, I feel like. That's wonderful Daft Monkey, legendary YouTuber for Paint the Sound Red. He's played it for years and years, but I think hid a lot of his content at one point as well. So it appears as he's not played as much of it as he has. I didn't realise how hard it was to beat someone into submission, Markiplier. There are all sorts of Hypercore ref hasn't played the game for some time. I remember he was on the server as well. Look at this like skid here. Someone's guts have just skidded along the ground and made that wonderful bloody slide. Oh my gosh. Tremendous. Dive 22891. Why? I don't know who this person is either. This is terrible. I'm not in tune with the community. The kitchen coming. It's all of this is like biker bar people that just come in and it becomes impossible. This game is a bar fight. The game in the best of ways. I've never seen voxels get so bloody 10 out of 10 kick mechanic. The kick mechanic is basically the most enjoyable thing about the game, according to a lot of people anyway. The incredible force you get is godly. It's amazing. So many different options to fight back against enemies wherever enemies were put against me. Yeah, it's a lot of very freedom, sort of very freedom-rooted game, I suppose, in terms of what you do, even though there's a very fixed objective for quite a lot of levels. People do break that in the workshop, though, from time to time. I suppose I need to look at some more things before my video becomes super boring. Stand-up over me was having a horde of people after me in a club, picking up a glass and throwing it out and just sticking it, throwing it and just sticking one of the enemy's eyes. It's fantastic. I do know about that player, I believe, or that person anyway. Paint the town blue. That's crazy. That isn't coming for a little while. Surely Sega are desperately unable to work on that at the moment. I kind of want to attack the representatives from Sega. I think that these guys themselves up there are just sort of prefab people. Should you press the button?
Absolutely terrible. Trash. Horrible, horrible. Everything about it sucks.
It's just various responses to questions. It could be anything. Eternic, what do you think of the game Teardown?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that recommendation. That was a really good one.
This is the same one as the other side. I suppose it plays the same thing every time. Why would it be different?
Absolutely terrible. Trash. Horrible,
That will be the real
horrible,
response to
everything
Teardown.
about it
Teardown's fun. I don't know why I'm that specifically expecting that response, but there we go. Okay, we've done that some justice. Look at the scenarios for a minute. Pirate Cove scenario. We've got probably more places down here that go through the other stuff. So it's a collection of props, I guess, from most of them. Please ignore the rules from the opposite side and have fun. Please don't beat the actors. This isn't Westworld. You're going to get hurt administration. Okay, well, there we are. There are a bunch of actors from the scenarios, I suppose. That's fine. The Pirate Cove scenario is released on March 6, 2016. This is good info. I didn't even know the date. I knew it was in the game when I started playing, so it has to be prior to some point 2016 late on, but there we go. March 18th coming on that night. That's very shortly after. I thought that was way afterwards. Anyway. He shouldn't be here. He's a traitor among men again. You can find him on Pirate Cove if you're not aware. It's very cool. I think that a lot of this information will take up time in the video where people will already know about it, so I'll move on to some degree so this video doesn't become multiple hours long. Then we could be up to an hour already. Want a Sprite Blackberry? Approved by Blackbeard Bouncer. Of course, that is a texture for people, and he also appears as the general in Beneath as well, for some bizarre reason. Blackbeard is the boss of Pirate Cove scenario. He's always angry and doesn't want anyone to interrupt his meal. That's quite right. I won't do that for now as well. We could go on a murder spree after this, though, to be fair. We've got, I suppose this is prison, yeah. Everything in... What else would it be, Dan? There's only 5 scenarios. Guy has a shower just for him to use. Oddly seems comfortable showering in public. It is the only guy who's naked in the level, and of course, not present in console versions. Who's in the shower. All the same. I used to really enjoy like having huge fights in the shower because people would slide over the place and the blood seemed to spread better, but that probably isn't the case. I'm not sure if that's actually true. It just feels like it. The boss of the prison scenario. Well, one of the main boss anyway, certainly the main boss. He's big and angry. You can friend him with food, but he's already full, so we can't friend him at all here. Shambles. Absolute disaster. This isn't Westworld. We can't attack people. We've also seen the Media Hall Dev Q&A. Can we knock this over? No, it's not interactable. There is a bug you can do that with, I think, in the editor, but it's a bit hard to pull it off properly. Is this a couple of rocks? Even a blade rock. All kinds of hurty rock weapons. There are a lot of them, including this improvised knife they have beneath. Worker tools. These are all beneath props. Very cool. Triple crossbow. Please be critical. However, the crossbows overall are rather weak in damage. Absolutely right, sir. And they cost a lot to unlock in beneath as well. Even during the events beneath, people still play sports. We've got golf, hockey, cricket, and baseball. Fun ball-related activities. I think that you can only get these in the editor, can't you? Baseball bat you can obviously get in scenarios as well, and in beneath itself, but the rest of them I'm not so sure. the gun update. It was a grand day, particularly when enemies were able to use guns finally, although the levels were hard. Modern guns have a small variety. Either you annihilate your enemies with the guns, or they annihilate you with their guns. Guns are strong. They certainly are. Oh, we only have 3 bullets. Well, I'll put it down here for the moment. It's fair enough. I can remember the Saloon coming out. It was a huge surprise. It was for speedrunning, it was a bit of a race to find out something that would work quickly on it, and then we got leveled up hundreds of times over the years. He's a one-man band. We've not got the Tres Amigos, or the Cuatro Amigos, rather, but we do have that in Saloon normally. He's actually a different naked man from the prison guy. You can tell because he's got a hat on. Pretty much different. What if he is actually the same texture? I'm not sure. You can find him in a back room in Saloon as well. And both of those two characters, the naked prisoner guy, are also then missing from console. I think there was age rating difficulty as well with it. Or they weren't having it at all. The boss of the Saloon scenario is the big cowboy, identical to the big prisoner from the prison scenario, basically, yeah. In essence. Is that a Seg logo? No, it's just smoke trail. And we've got the outlaw cutting a hole in the bank ceiling, which you can also go through, so it's fun. Good details. Medieval props update, this was fantastic. These appear in all sorts of levels now, great detail on them as well. They're not so sort of blocky, I think is the other thing about these. These actually look like they could come from another more sort of linearized indie game, perhaps, for instance. But they work out nicely as well. It's fine. Hang on a minute. Does the outside of a weapon's pit range glow visibly? No, it doesn't. Okay, it's static. Okay, I thought that was something I'd never noticed before that I was seeing for the first time then. Strong medieval weapons were added. One could easily make their own medieval scenario with these, since there's no official scenario with it. That's fair enough, exactly. That led to a lot of people thinking a medieval scenario was coming. A bit like how Counter-Strike adds things that then foreshadow what they're doing, but it's not the same, sadly. Although more scenarios isn't really going forward, I feel like. And we've got lab equipment as well. Lots of these new props that are added in the desert are fantastic. Also, the magical staff breaks when out of mana, absolutely as it does. And we've also got a couple of farming implements. Only 3 actual items, but some props like these plants are 1 piece in the editor, which is great. And the collection of quite useless weapons. It's alright though. Beneath weapons that appear in Fire and Blood. They are called ancient weapons, I thought, aren't they? Dark skeletons can use them as weapons. And they can kill the pursuers. Other than that, they are pretty poor, I would dare say, but they look fantastic, so we're going to ignore it for the moment there, I suppose. And on the ground floor around here, hang on, what's this? This is the original set of text messages you get on your phone in the Game Jam version of the game, I think. Or the itch.io version, which you can still go and play, which suggested a rather different idea for the lore before Beneath was introduced. These guys are crazy, I think they're onto me. You've been made, they have to escape, they have the building surrounded, there's no escape, I'm sorry. And then they get you like sniper cover or something afterwards, which is an explanation for what Smite is originally, but we still have Smite, so you can see the 3rd power bar down there. It's a different version of as to what it once was. This is probably the least combat that there's ever been in one of my videos about Paint This Town Red. We've got a basic summary of the biker bar stuff and the band instruments. There's not too much more information on them, so I'll probably move on, but there's more disco stuff to look at. It's a great, I mean, it's amazing. This is all in one level, really. Great achievement. Really enjoying it so far. We've got, once again, we've done all of this. And we only have scenario, we've done scenarios, right? We've got arena in the cafeteria gift shop to go still. We've got, this is why Hollowed Commander's asking me about this. It's very kindly added me to it, even though I'm very poor at arena. Speedrunning Wall of Mentions for the arena challenges. All sorts of wonderful people who've run arena over the years, including indeed Captain Narwhal's on there. What are his times like? I'm not sure. Anyway, some great people who've speedrun arena on speedrun.com. You can go and check all of their runs out if you like. I suspect that Tried and Desperate Women deserve big mentions for their advancement of strategies and holding records many times over the years. But in any case, arena speedrunning, really fun in this game because you get a nice in-game time that's actually accurate unless your computer is super slow or something like that. Blood will be spilled in the arena until the end of time. And we get a recreation of the arena. I did see this in the promotional video. I guess we're going to do a bit of fighting now, are we, finally? Just for fun. Oh, no, we don't have to. We can just say, we're in for Wave 5. So doing boxers and interceptors duking it out. This is the only time Saloon enemies appear in the arena challenges. Oh, this is interesting. I would have guessed so, I suppose, but it had to be an arena released after Saloon. Makes sense. An army of chefs in a maze of spiky pillars. I always found this one really difficult when I was younger, and I did eventually get past it. It was great. It was amazing. Arena 2, Wave 3. Specific waves. Yeah, Blackbeard and box. This is a slightly weird one. He also doesn't have, it's missing his hat. It's the Blackbeard Disco Guard version. He doesn't wear a hat in the arena. It even mentions it. Why am I here? You could just go and play this yourself, and I do recommend you do, of course. There's more information about the arena waves, which is all pretty standard. I think we'd better move forwards as well with this. I suppose there's not much else to see unless there's something around the other side. I do like how faithful this is, though. These pillars are really close. If there are huts with sort of flag top huts on the outside, then that would be incredible detail. I don't see why there would be, though, because that would be a bit of a waste of the problem, but it's fine. We've also got the giant boxer who appears in Arena 2 Wave 2. Forgot about that. I thought it was the first one for some reason, but that's fine. Obviously the second one. Hits harder with his punches, the more knockback could even send bikers flying with his brutal punches. It's also a tough one, him. I think you should probably conserve weapons in order to fight him. Do we actually have to kill everyone before leaving? I suppose that's... They've picked a couple of the most tragically stressful levels for this. I suppose that's actually a good idea to have them collectively. The door is meant to open, that's a shame, but it's probably not. I'm almost certain it isn't. The time to do a bit of fighting. My frame rate has just collapsed, by the way, I apologise. I'll turn the audio down a little tiny bit, music-wise. Oh god. Be slightly careful of the centre. Ooh, come on, biker boss. No, I'm trying to get his foot because he's meant to have weak bones, but I've not managed it. There we go. He's out of the fight. Machete. Ah, the interceptors really are. They appear in an Arena 4 wave with giant mages, which is an absolutely tragic time, as we said. Really tough. It's probably the number one thing I get asked for advice about, other than Arena 5 in general. No! I've died all that happens. So Arena's a little bit tougher than I imagined. A lot of people I should have probably focused, but I thought, man, a lot of them are super low now. Well, I better respawn and then go back to the initial part of Arena, have a look around, and then I'll go back into killing everyone. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, after a little loading screen, we're back at the initial point of the map. And I'm not sure if I will go back to the Arena really, because, well, I think I should at least have a try, because otherwise I'll just have died and left it there. There's probably a little bit more detail to see, but right now I'm going to have a look at the thing every museum has, certainly the ones in the UK anyway. Cafeteria, gift shop, and exit. I'm a bit tired, I apologise, as it always seems to be when I get around to recording these in my day. I suspect this will just be a fun showcase of artistic intent and a few vending machines, hopefully. Yeah, Wham Crush, of course. Got an out of order machine. Some nice machines there. Shady steak, hacked ham, oily orange, angry apple, and biker brownie. We'd probably have more food puns if Yakuza was here, but we've got a decent amount. Certainly more than you'd imagine you need. I've got a lovely food prefab. I assume this is part of APC Max and stuff, but I'm not 100% sure. And there's also an exit where you can finish level anytime you'd like. Wonder World Gift Shop, home of Basketball Man and Bottle Woman entrance. Fantastic. Oh god, here he is, and he's attacking someone. Specifically a prisoner who's part of the weightlifting gang. Interesting. Your local moneymaker. I do not want to have to explode your fucking precious little head. I think I have seen this before. On the moneymaker level by Hollow Commander. What I have to say, this level is a tremendous showcase of what Paint the Town has to offer, and gives you a little indication of what to do in the game, and I suppose there's a lot of fun community content that it celebrates over the years as well, particularly the workshop stuff, and the arena to some extent as well. Man, it's pretty wonderful, this, I have to say. Also, I thought these were punching bags for a second, but they're obviously square, more cuboidy and round. Got a collection of wizards who are having large piles of steak. Fantastic. I certainly need to go and find out if Moisture Critical's played this game afterwards. Oh, it's Ice Savage, of course, with his lovely Dwelling of Locks franchise. You got a lock, the Dwelling of Locks. I believe this is Savage and Justin, with a Savage in a few other positions. This is adorable. Look at this one. Oh, and the little cat. Anyway, that's a game on Roblox you should check out, of course. It's totally fun and playable for yourself. Is this reference to one of Nistov's levels, maybe? I don't know, 100%, but this seems like it's what it is. Can we take the yellow key? What is this from? Hang on a minute, am I going mad? I don't actually know, but there's a Mongoose trash can. I do know this is from either the Red District thing, or it's from Super Hot, as like a reference for that. If it's something else other than those two, I would be surprised, but it could be, I guess. I would assume it's Super Hot based on the dropping of the gun, but I'm not 100%. I can't be 100% sure it's Super Hot modified. It's a very cool sculpture assembly anyway. That's really nicely achieved. The effect they get anyway. We've also got, I suppose this is a sandwich cheeky. Oh, hang on a minute. These sandwiches consisting of cheese, Vicina, tomato, and lettuce were a popular snack on the PTTR network. They were invented by Cheeky. Okay, I was wrong about to say they were invented by Max then. The recipe for these sandwiches was found in one of the well-preserved containers from them, so you have a chance to try a near exact copy of them in the restaurant on the first floor. Fantastic stuff. We've got Super Soup, which makes it into all sorts of levels, and other stuff, like, I can't remember, there was a dark custard flavoured grape, yeah, soda, here it is. I say grape, it's actually just purple colour. According to eyewitnesses, the drink had a sweetish taste. I thought they said Swedish taste. Swedish taste with a metallic aftertaste. The recipe for this drink was known only to 2 people whose location and status are unknown, since reproduction is not possible. There we are, fair enough. Rude beer, which is, of course, a staple of Yakuza Mikitsu's products and his levels. Damn nice collection of them too, all sorts of varieties. Got here, it's a little bit hard to read, but you can just barely make out Rude Beer X, I think on there probably, as all of them are. And extra Rude Beer, fair enough. The McRoodston family. Rude Beer's main HQ is located in Redtown. The original Rude Beer was the first in line, tasting similar to American beer. Other Rude Beer products shortly followed, offering stronger flavours or more pleasant tastes. Yakuza Mikitsu's series of Rude Beer products is just a simple description at the bottom as well. Got a lovely garden. No? Well, this is a spider. Or not a spider, it's got 6 legs. Something, anyway. And it's a little bit like a leaper, but not quite. Beneath area. Got a lovely... Is this the Dark Maze map? No, it's just something. I'm not sure what this is either. I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm meant to be the authority here. This man has huge amounts of water. The water isn't helping him work it out, unfortunately. You got to do it every time you see water of that sort. Or liquid containers. It's always fun. And the beneath classes as well. We can't go in here though, so we can't use them, sadly. But those look like the functional ones anyway. Hell of a lot of liquors behind the bar as well. Do we have any weapons? Got a baseball bat just in case. As any good bartender should have in any level in this game, a secret and amazing weapon that the player can totally exploit. And we've got, is this the deck of cards thing? Can't remember, to be honest, but it can be on occasion. Other than that, I think this is most of what there is to see. Is there anything else on the left or ahead? There's the exit, of course. No, it's the ground floor with the return to the main area. Okay, so I need to find one of these helpful maps they have everywhere. Go back to the thingy-majig. Why do I keep missing this? Okay, so we have quiz and game scenario tribute. We've done this. I think we've done all of the main areas. So assuming there's not anything super secret or amazing down here, I think so. Probably free to attack people or have a look around these more sensitive areas like the ticketing staff area, which they don't seem to be too upset about, to be honest. Map Maker Office. Should we have a look through here and see what's what? Oh, this is awesome. This is the map makers have made little props for themselves, I assume what this is. I assume that's what this is. Sorry, my apologies. Don't actually know if I can recognise all of them, but we'll give it a go. Workshop exhibit display duty. Chill Shark needs to... That's fair enough. We've got Surely Teiro, yes, with the Norwegian flag. Nistov, they're all labelled up nicely as well. Superplay. He's got a nice... there's a mojito, some sort of fruit slice in a drink. And Teiro AG's avatar, which has long been Foxy from FNAF. And PDG, the snowman, exceptionally cool. Overtime couch is also a bed with lots of lovely glasses of beer, tankards anyway. This is also just a call of people. I suppose maybe this is anyone who had any contribution to it, or the people who were working on it initially, or I don't know. There may be a limit of 8 people for the workshop contributory list or something. Here's Hollywood Commander with a lovely guitar. Which is pretty fantastic. Kershaw, Richard Eugene, as he's called on Discord. We've also got, is this could we reference Boston? No, it's just the same colour scheme. Okay, that's fine. Chill Shark has got the old monitor style, CRT monitor. Oh man, I can't read any of this. This is annoying. You can check this out for yourself if you want to zoom in, but I'm going to move on. After some time, Stuck Up has got a little cat with some lovely tankards. And some kind of musketeer weapon, or actually... just I don't know, some sort of Mosin, I'm not sure, to be honest. There we go. Also got the ticketing people themselves. Is there anything interesting on their screens? Not really. Postering. Oh right, there's loads of information on these notice boards. Fire safety update. On September the 5th, a small fire occurred in the mapmaker office, damaging several thousands in equipment and bribes to the firemen questioning the lack of sprinklers. This is a fairly standard notice, I suppose. If you want to look at this in more detail, you can. I'm just skimming it. In the case of really large fires, use of water from the fountain may be permitted. Not bothered otherwise. The building has no bathrooms. I was beginning to wonder about that, to be honest. However, that does not mean telling visitors to pee in the fountain is acceptable. We spent almost $1 million last month to repair the fountain after an employee directed a visitor to fountain when asking for a bathroom. If another employee tells a visitor to pee in the fountain, they will be forced to cover the cost of repairing the fountain before being fired. If that's literally millions, we might be in some trouble. Everyone is expected to work overtime tomorrow to ensure the dev Q&A goes smoothly, so everyone's tired. No one will receive overtime pay as the event has gone well over budget. Though hard-working employees may receive a gift card for the 3 Chef restaurant at the end of the month. Management. Oh god, typical workplace drama. It's horrifying. It's horrible. It's a disaster. Security, there's a serious problem with your workshopping. Ooh. Can I steal such a key from you? They've got a box of plush, I suppose, which someone's lost, which is a shame. Someone's lost a chair. It must be Chill Sharks. I could borrow your taser. But because we don't have a key directly, maybe somewhere to find it, I'm not actually sure, but we can't go through here immediately to get the weapons. It looks like if we want to do a bit of fighting, this flintlock lamppost is also quite nice. Or a coat rack, I guess is what this actually is. I thought it was a lampshade, but no, it's a coat rack. Almost certainly. Given that we've seen all of this, I think we should probably have another quick crack at the arena. So I'll probably skip to when I'm during the fighting of that, and then we'll see what happens after that. Okay, onwards. Whoa, that door just opened. Oh gosh! It's all the people with the barbells from the end of Arena 1. I guess this is how they got in here the last time. I didn't actually hear that sound effect previously, so... Try and get another shuriken in the leg. Not quite precise enough for that, sadly. Hopefully my little wooden shield is sufficient to actually protect myself against these guys. I might have to upgrade to a riot shield. These guys aren't actually causing me any bother, but I'm just going to clear them out. Partly for spiking is. Just try and focus them a little bit more than last time so we have a chance at clearing them out. Gotta be very careful of Blackbeard. I don't know if he's had the lunging put into his character in this level, but there we go. We've got to try anyway. And be very cautious, that is. This is, of course, the Disco Guard version of Blackbeard. We're on a sliver of health. Is there any health that's available to loot? I guess not. Shouldn't really need it, really, but yeah. I am struggling a little bit with it, without it anyway. Get a couple of nunchucks. Sometimes good weapons on top of these spiky pillars you get in arena levels. Good bit of advice, I suppose. Actually, these aren't spiky pillars, that's just a normal trap. Anyway, on top of traps, in that case. Certainly in this level, that's true. I do have a bunch of power I could use, maybe to take out those guys. But they're not actually being damaged by the traps, it seems, because they are being hit by them. Oh no, they are actually being killed by them. Oh no, we've got the giant katana boss. Probably will save my berserk for him, even though he will have, I'm sure, will have been given the highest swing speed or whatever it is that's just that, like the Arena 2 version of him. Let's try and get behind him here. All enemies should die within 4 berserk punches, I believe. Yes, regardless of how much health they have, which is a really useful feature. Means we can take them down easily enough, but I should have waited until I was near these people now. It's a bit of a waste. We've still got him though, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. The chefs should be a little bit low, you'd hope. Right, we've got 1 chef with this. Not too bad. And we have a big katana. No, well, great sword. Can't actually put the big katana in yet. So, only get it in that brief period of Arena 2. But this is a valuable weapon. And we've managed to finish the arena. A bit of health for me would be greatly appreciated. The emergency escape. Use if the last enemies get stuck somewhere. Try checking 000 point at the lobby area near spawn. Alright, I see. So, if you want to completely complete the level, which we really should try and do, of course. I suppose we'll now get into that phase. All the people in the audience cheering for me is quite wonderful as well. Got some sort of king character up there with a typical smiley face emoticon. I'm not sure that, I think that's just text prop. I don't know if that's a specific character it's referencing. Could be Justin, maybe. Just have a crown and a very simplistic avatar, but that's alright. Let's do it. Let's do it. Everyone in here appears to have cleared out or have died. If there were any people in here, real ones, not the arena fighting people. I suppose there's not too much to go through with the history of Arena, generally. Blood will be spilled in the arena until the end of time, even though it's got a Roman theme, that's absolutely true. This exhibit is full of dangerous arena combatants, anti-arena risk. I didn't see that the first time, probably should have prepared a little bit more carefully for it. But it's fine. Now that we've seen the level, it's time to clear it out, as it always is the case, as is always the case in PTTR. Security men don't stand much chance for me, it has to be said. They're about to get a lot more complaints to management about the lack of cleaning facilities and bathrooms and so forth. Oh man. Music's pretty casual for this, but I suppose it would be. Don't think there are any real humans in the mapmaker office. They're all drones. Their computers have turned on. Are they on before? I think those two might have been. The rest of them are black screens. Alright. Maybe there's a fun Easter egg if we finished killing all the enemies or something. I don't know, but we're going to have to kill a lot of them. 255, the absolute limit of enemies you can have in levels nowadays. It's a fun piece of trivia. There is a level, the previous titling of Bloodbath at 40,000 feet is one of the few levels that was made before that count existed, so it has nearly 400 enemies. And I believe that hasn't been updated, it just is the way it is. We also have to kill the Shard Lords, doesn't we? Oh, they all have one health point, it feels like. I was going to say that wouldn't have been a huge challenge, but it would have taken me quite some time. I'd have to make a lot more cuts, which people may not be interested in seeing, I'm not sure. We've got very limited more weapons. There should be exhibits with weapons on over here somewhere, I suppose. In which case, I'll go back here. Dum-de-dum, beneath. A little bit of maintenance needed on the scaffolding stuff. I guess I could take this minion sword, not minion pyro. I said that because I was looking at him, it's actually the Centurion who has the Flaming Gladius. And we've looked at the Necromancer, how could I forget? Huzzle! I should have used the funny exploit to kill him with the cutting off his fingers. Although one hit, it wouldn't have actually worked. Never mind. The facility area, I don't think there are more enemies around here, but I better go and check just to be sure. Thank you, by the way, if you made it this far in the video. Obviously, once again, final time I'll say it, do go and check this level out if you'd like. There are definitely things I will have missed. And it's an opportunity to get a slightly better grasp on the game if you're not too familiar with it, I suppose. Nothing up here? No, don't think so. Might as well go back to the main area then. Let's go to the workshop, where there are definitely people. Hello, biker. It's time. I'm afraid it is time. You can also use the guards' tasers, that'd be good. The museum where the guards are armed with such brutal weapons is a bit strange, isn't it? Guards that take them off, I don't quite like that. This place in London. Oh, you're still alive. Okay, that's a shame. Hang on to my beneath shield if you don't mind. Oh, the facility command is after us as well. He only has a liquor bottle to fight people with. I'm not sure if that's the best item. Can't see anything. Just not down to my shield throws. This is meant to do a reasonable amount of damage. Okay, there we go. I suppose it does a little bit. It's like an emergency weapon, but I only had that one, so we have to leave it there. I think that's everyone in the region, assuming that everyone in this area gets aggroed and there's no one hidden away in display cases that we haven't killed, perhaps. You're not a real character, you're William the Dragon, you're sort of more of an animated prop. I assume there's no one behind this incredible looking skull. It's worth a screenshot, I'd say. Even though it's not a very good screenshot, it's certainly still worth one. In terms of my visibility being impaired. Hello, cat. It's nice to see you again. Got more Skeleton King people. Is that the Charger? Being remarked in a stained glass window or something along the lines? Wonderful. I'm afraid all the rotten carnival dealers are done for. We've come back a second time for vengeance. For even more vengeance, even though I was not terrible at the games for once. Not too bad as it happens. Got a bit of quizzing to do as well, once again. I suppose I could get all of them right, even though I'm cheating because I've replayed the level. I quite by all rights got it wrong the first time. But the rest of them I got right, I suppose. It's not all that bad. And there goes the shield. I'm not too surprised. Right. That is the answer. That is the answer. Katana boss. I should try pressing biker boss really, but we want to get them what we know to be correct. Wave 4. It's the middle button again for quite a lot of these, isn't it? There we go. Everything's correct. Tunnel boss needs to come down. I also don't know if pressing biker boss would allow him to come down or not, but yeah, maybe. Nothing seems to be given if you get all of them correct, but that's okay. It's still a very fun activity. The climbing challenge, I don't think that either of the people up there are real people, so we can leave that alone. They use the text drop on their face, so they really shouldn't be real characters because it would be kind of hard and weird to achieve that in a way. But I imagine the bulk of the enemies are somewhere in Meteor because we've not killed that many so far. I mean, we've killed a few. Sure, the arena is a very big chunk of that, but Eternic's wonderful Q&A will continue, I suspect, even after everyone's dead. Quite an important thing to have, of course. Broken. Need another one. Could do with it. Yeah, there we go. Use Smite just for the fun of it. Even though it's not going to be very effective, we'll try. I very rarely use Smite in these videos because I just think it's less effective than Berserk most of the time. Particularly the cooldown on individual people. The force compounding, blasting people across the room is quite fun. So we've always got that. I think that's... yeah, you... there we go. Certainly I've knocked the chairs out, haven't I? I've done the job on the clean-up crew who need to be clearing the chairs out of here for the next conference or for dancing or something like at weddings.
Terrible, trash, horrible, everything that sucks.
Every single thing about that suggestion sucked. Get out, you fraud. Let's see if we can go and save this man up here. Of course, I mean killing him, being the only reasonable solution. We haven't had a closer look at these character models because I thought it would start a fight. We've got Jeff, Eternic, and Shaxi. I don't know if this is how they absolutely look. We know how this how Eternic looks, but I think Jeff looks a bit like that. Shane, I don't know, but there we go. Probably as good a recreation as you can possibly get. Good job on the prefabs. I mean, really, they are wonderful. The guy who's being threatened is no longer here. Take the weapons out of Eternic's hands. He looks a bit threatening with them. I think we better just leave them on the floor, just in case. Down here, I think we've just got on the ground floor. There's nothing else substantially important over here. Right, no problem. Let's move out for the time being. And if I can't find absolutely all the enemies, I'm not going to be too bothered in this particular episode because, as I say, it's just a level that's sort of a fun countdown of it. I don't think that there's any reason why I need to completely finish it. And of course there can be issues like enemies getting blasted out of the map, even though it's not too common. It is surprisingly easy to get it to happen in levels. This is the standard Blackbeard with his lunging ability. Let's try very hard not to be killed by him. Good stuff. More pirates. No. They can be knocked over with their cutlass out of hand, which is great. A tough cookie, that one. Took me a few hits. Oh, the basketball gang aren't my friends. How's this happened? Should you throw a piece of food in there? Anyway, just for old time's sake. It doesn't even happen in the speedruns anymore. And I imagine the logic to get that to work in level editor is not possible, because I've never seen it involved in a level. But maybe it is. I don't think so. I think it is doable. Maybe it is. As I say, I'm not the best person to comment on the level editor because I really don't make stuff in it. So it's a shame that I am one of the people who makes regular videos on it because I can't quantify exactly how everything's made, which might be interesting for people to hear about. In fact, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's more fun if I just talk about how what interests me, what's innovative. But I feel like that isn't as interesting, perhaps. I also want to overuse using words like cool. I want to avoid overusing words like cool, rather. Bad syntax. Again. What time is it in my time? Oh my gosh. I'm tired as all hell. Come on, Tunnel Boss. Going down. The scenarios section itself appears to have very little music relating to the scenarios. So there's a limit to how much you can get in. Maybe the sound effects take up a lot of it. And the audio narration, which is really good. I'm sorry that I didn't listen to all of it, but you're very welcome to yourself. I can't loot all of these items. I can loot the boiling hot water can. This should also do more damage if it doesn't already, which I don't think it does. Based on every time I've ever used it, it feels like it's pretty rubbish. Pretty much the same as a pan. Any more items I can use? Sometimes there are things in the washing machines. No. Oh my gosh. That was a lunge that came out of nowhere. I think what I will probably do is leave the level here because I've seen everything that I think matters in terms of being seen. As far as I can possibly tell anyway. There may be something if you kill all the enemies, I'm not totally sure. However, if anyone would like me to come back and try and kill all the enemies and see if there's anything else, or if anyone would like to know about something that I've missed, then you're very welcome to leave a comment and talk about it. The reason I'm leaving it here is only because the video will continue to be even longer than it currently is, and I'll continue to kill the same enemies I've killed a couple of times now in some cases. So, I'm going to leave off for today. Thank you so much to all the map makers who made this level. Thank you very much to Paint the Town Red's wonderful community for persisting over these last 10 years plus. And thank you all so much for watching. It's really kind of all of you. Do go and check the level out. And I know I said it'd be the last time I say it, but do go and check it out if you think your computer has any chance to load it whatsoever. It does take me a while, but you have to persist. I suppose eventually it will get there normally. And it's something that will be a lot easier in multiplayer, but I have no doubt that it will not work in multiplayer. Thank you very much indeed. I will see you in the next video, whenever that may come. Just whenever I've got time, I suppose, more or less. Anyway, thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.